Hi there, my name is Chris August, or Christopher August, whichever you prefer, and I am a singer and songwriter, and this is the 7 questions video that's part of the musician series, and I'm delighted to be able to take part in that and answer the questions that have been asked of me, so I will go ahead and do that for you right now. The first question, obviously, what was my name? Chris August, like I said. Who has been most supportive during my transition? I've been very fortunate. I have wonderful friends, wonderful family, co-workers. I'm very, very blessed that I have so many wonderfully supportive people in my life, and maybe it was because it wasn't going into transition, it wasn't so far-fetched that it just kind of flowed naturally. The transition was, it just flowed. It was right, and I think people saw that, and they were able to see, the increase in my own personal happiness, and they, couldn't help but be happy for me, and that's a wonderful support to have. So I've been very lucky with some wonderful friends and supportive family, co-workers. Like I said, family has come a long way. It wasn't always, a walk in the park, and it still isn't, and it still has its road bumps, but they've come a long way, so I'm very lucky with that. So I'm very fortunate. What do I enjoy about my life the most since transitioning? I think the key thing for me is confidence. I have a newfound confidence that I've never had before. I seriously lacked confidence in the ability to look in the mirror the majority of my life and be happy with what I saw. I'm at a point in my life where, I'm able to hold my head up high and be proud and be confident with who I am, and know that I'm a good person. And, as I get older, I know that I feel I'm a wonderful human being, and I have much to offer everyone in my life. And I'm at a point now where I'm able to genuinely acknowledge that, and transitioning has given me that strength that I was severely lacking through most of my life. So that's what primarily what I enjoy most, and being able to embrace my voice since transitioning. Listening to some early recordings from several maybe 4 or 5 years ago. If I hadn't transitioned, I don't know if I would be comfortable or even happy singing. And I know that may not apply to all musicians in transition, but personally speaking, for me, it just didn't feel right, and it seems that way even more so looking back on it. So I'm enjoying adjusing to a new range and being really proud of it and working with it, and I'm happy. So that's that. The next question is who are my trans role models? I don't want this to come off poorly, but I don't really have any trans role models specifically. Before transition, I had no idea, up to being a young adult. I didn't even know what transitioning was. I just knew that I was different, and I didn't even know what my options were. So I didn't really have anybody that I looked up to, so to speak. But if I had anything close to a role model, I would have to say my trans sisters are my role models. You ladies have tremendous strength, and when I have those days where I want to whine about something that was difficult for me, I stop and tell myself to stop whining because I have it pretty darn good. And you ladies are just amazing, and thank you for being you, and I look up to you, to all of you, for the strength and for the for being so brave. And I really hope that doesn't come off bad or poorly, but I really do. I have tremendous admiration for all of you, and yes, all of you. You are my role models, so thank you. What change would I like to see in the world? Obviously, it goes without saying, I hope that people will someday be able to live and let live. I know that's in a perfect world, and there's always going to be somebody who is not happy with something. But I would like to see more of just people being kind to one another. It seems that these days we're losing basic sensitivity and concern for people, and not even just for trans people in general, but I hope that maybe in the future trans people and their journeys and our journeys become a little more smoother, and so that we can all just live and be happy. And we got but one life to live, and we might as well make the most of it, and as pain-free as possible. I know that's not always possible or realistic, but let's make the most of our lives and love one another and be kind. And that's what I would hope for to see. The next question is, what am I doing to make these changes happen? I think for me, I take pride in my one-on-one interaction with people and my everyday relationships, and being able to educate people by just having them know me, know who I am, and without minimizing, what I've had to go through, or what other people, or what other trans people go through. For people to see that it's not that big of a deal, in the sense that we're just trying to live, and we all have goals and aspirations and morals and values just like anybody else. And when I have a friendship relationship, or a professional relationship with people, it's nice for them to see that my transition doesn't need to be a topic of conversation with them, and I'm just living just like them, just like Joe Schmo around the corner. And it's nothing to lose sleep over, for them. So I hope that by allowing people to get to know me as a person and individual, that I can, individually help change the minds of some people, even those who may be very stubborn or set in their ways, or have a thought that they refuse to change. And I may not be able to change the minds of everyone, but hey, every person counts, and if I can accomplish that throughout my life, I'm happy, and I would feel like I've done something, and that pleases me. So that's the role I take, and I would like to feel that I take throughout my life, my daily interactions. And the last question I have here is, what is something special or unique about you? Well, I'm perhaps one of the most random people you would probably ever talk to or meet. And it goes without saying that I provide great conversation. There's probably never a dull moment with me, because I've always got a story for something. But aside from music, I actually have a side career, a hobby slash business as a paranormal investigator. And I'm actually a co-owner and co-operator of an organization called Orange County Ghosts and Legends Paranormal. And I know, shameless plug, but we're really breaking some new ground with what we do, and being able to take the public out on public investigations to some notorious locations throughout California and beyond. And it's a blast. And if you'd asked me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, if I would be a paranormal investigator, I probably would have told you were nuts. And so I'm always fascinated with the kinds of things I stumble upon throughout my life. I've always been fascinated with all of the unknown for as long as I can remember. You know, anything from aliens to conspiracy theories to ghosts to whatnot. While I may not necessarily believe, I'm not a full-on believer, I'm more of an open-minded skeptic. I don't really believe things until I see it. That being said, I have had some experiences that I don't quite have a natural or a logical explanation for. So it's kind of what makes it exciting, because of the mystery behind it, and that's why I like to do it. So next to singing, ghost hunting, and I work with adults with disabilities. So there you go, another random thing about me. So that's me in a nutshell. Thank you for having me as part of your musician series and the 7 questions. And I hope that this was somewhat interesting to you, for those of you who are still sticking through and watching this and listening to me ramble. So again, thank you. I'm Christopher August, and check me out. Check out Orange County Ghosts and Legends Paranormal, and keep tabs and see what I'm doing. I'll have working on some new music, some new material in the studio now, and I hope to have that out for everybody to check out soon enough. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for your support and for your love. And that's it. Signing off. Have a good night.